Hello guys, I'm back with another review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the AirPod Max USB-C version. Technically these are the second generation of the AirPod Max, but really they're just a slight upgrade or modernization, as they just simply only have the USB-C port instead of the Lightning port. That's pretty much the main distinction. So yeah, let's get started with the specs. These guys have about 20 hours with ANC on. They have an H1 chip, a smart case, and ANC and transparency modes, while costing about $549. So, yeah, let's start with the pros. These guys feel great. I love how they feel. I love the aluminum finish here. They have very strong hinges, and like unlike the Sony XM6 series or really this XM5, so they're not gonna break that easily. They have physical buttons, so I love that because I hate touch-sensitive controls. So you can pretty much adjust the volume with this crown, or change the ANC. They sound surprisingly good. I really like the sound of it. It sounds really deep with the bass, very rich with the mids and highs. The ANC is very good. The transparency is very phenomenal. And they have the Apple ecosystem. So if you have multiple devices from Apple, you can pretty much have your own version of multi-point. So you can switch them off seamlessly. Now, the cons. These things rely on the smart case, which is ridiculous because you can't really turn them off. There's no off button. You have to use the case. And since they have only 20 hours with ANC on, the battery doesn't shut off. It just goes in a low powering mode. So they're pretty much draining while they're in the case. And if they're not in the case, they're pretty much draining their battery completely. So I don't understand the thinking here. I just would have liked to have an off button and just turn them off to save that battery life. But I don't know. Apple can't really question them. And if you're locked in the Apple ecosystem, you don't really get any features from Apple. They're not cross-platform, friendly. So you're better off with the Sony or the Bose. 20 hours of ANC, very low in comparison to the competition. The Sony and Bose, I believe, have like 30 hours. And I do know that the Skull Candy Crusher ANC2s have like 50 hours of battery life with ANC on. They also kind of make a weird noise on the right ear cup. This is my, experience. This might be a faulty one, but I haven't found anybody that actually has said anything that's wrong with my headphones. So, I don't know, it's just maybe my hearing's a bit sensitive. It's a weird sound, so that's more my personal experience. If anybody has that issue, let me know. This is a 6-year-old design. They're still relying on the H1 chip. I don't understand why Apple didn't give this the H2 chip. That would have been much better. But for like a 6-year-old design, that's kind of weird how they don't really upgraded it at all and still pretty much maintaining the same price while the competition is constantly getting better. They have no live translation, no hearing test, aid, or protection features, no heart rate sensors, and you don't really have any noticeable improvements when you have the USB-C plugged into the phone with the headphones on. So I don't understand why that's really a selling point when the performance isn't really noticeably improved. So I don't know, for a 6-year-old design, it really annoys me. But at the end of the day, the people that buy these headphones are just buying for the flex factor. The build quality is very good, and the sound quality is quite competitive, even for today's standards. So, in the end of the day, if you're an Apple user, yeah, go for it. They feel great. People are going to notice more. But if you're an Android user, there's better options out there.
Hey, have a nice time.